Greetings, fellow detectives, and welcome to Boiler Room Detective. The Case of the Hissing Air Vent. The wife and I purchased our first home when I was a fourth-year apprentice. The house had a steam heating system. The realtor said steam heat is awesome. We moved into the house in late fall. On the first night in the new house, we were both exhausted from the move. During the night, I heard psst and woke. Thinking my wife wanted to thank me for purchasing our home, I rolled over and smiled. The wife glared at me with anger. "Can you get it to stop? It's been doing that all night. I haven't been able to sleep," she said. "I thought that was you," I said. "No, it's that thing in front of the window," she said. "The radiator?" I asked. "Whatever it is, make it stop," she said. I walked to the radiator and looked at it. The noisy venting started again, and I tried removing the vent. That was a mistake. Steam came flying out of the vent, and my hands were burnt when I reinstalled it. "Psst," the radiator said defiantly, knowing it had bested me. I grabbed a sock and slid it onto the vent. It quieted a bit, but was still audible. I slid into bed, and the wife said, "I can still hear it." I replaced the radiator vent the next day, thinking the vent was defective. Wrong. This vent made even more noise than the old one. I was sure the system would end our marriage. We started overheating the house before bedtime and then turning it down. Each night we were greeted with a now familiar sound. "You work on heating and air conditioning. You should know how to fix this," she said in a not-so-sweet tone. I knew nothing about steam. This was before the internet. Asking the journeyman around the job site, they recommended converting it to hydronic, and others said to just rip it out and put in a furnace. One night in apprentice school, I asked the instructor about my steam system. He smiled and said, "I have something, but I need it back when you're done reading it." He handed me The Lost Art of Steam Heating book by Dan Holohan. I stayed up late after class reading the book. I discovered I had a one-pipe steam system. The next day after work, I confronted my nemesis, held the book in my hand in a taunting manner, and looked over the piping. I found the problem. The main air vent was missing. In its place was a 3/4-inch pipe plug. Feeling smug, I went upstairs and told the wife, "I found the problem." "Did you fix it?" she asked. "Not yet. I need a part and we'll get it tomorrow," I said. She rolled over, inserted earplugs in her ears, and shut off the light. The next evening I came home with the new air vent. After shutting the boiler off, I removed the pipe plug and installed the air vent. That night we had the most peaceful night of sleep since we moved in. The wife even liked me again. 2 nights later we were both awakened by psst, and she rolled over and glared at me. "It has to be a defective vent," I offered. The next morning I removed the vent and reinstalled the plug. The wholesaler gladly replaced the defective vent, and I installed a replacement. We had quiet heat for another 3 nights. I spoke with the wholesaler, who rubbed his chin and returned with his copy of The Lost Art of Steam Heating book. We went over the steam piping and discovered the vent was at the end of the run. He explained how the condensate would hit the elbow and destroy the vent. The book showed the vent had to be 6 to 10 inches higher than the pipe and at least 15 inches from the elbow looking down. "The only pipe tap I have is at the end of the 90, I offered. Not wanting to be outsmarted by a steam system, I decided to use fittings to get the distance and height Dan recommended in his book. I purchased some 3/4-inch fittings, and the wholesaler said, "This is the last one I can give you for free." The vent lasted 2 weeks before failing. My journeyman, who had a welder and a torch on his truck, stopped by on a Saturday morning, and we cut a hole in the top of the pipe and welded a 3/4-inch coupling on it. The new air vent was installed in the right place. This one I had to purchase. We had trouble-free heating for the next 10 years we owned that house. Thanks, Dan. If you would like to contact me, my contact information is here. In addition, I have my two websites. The Brewing with Steam site has monthly blog posts on steam systems for breweries and distilleries. I have written 11 books on boilers, and they are available on Amazon. In addition, you could find some of my writings in these fine publications. Thanks for stopping by, Boiler Room Detective, and I hope to see you on the next case.